90 days. You know, it sounds like just 3 months, but what if I told you that in these next 90 days you could completely, and I mean completely, change the direction of your entire life? Okay, let's dive into this roadmap for becoming a person you might not even recognize.
Look, this isn't just some motivational quote you scroll past. Think of this as a blueprint, a conversation with your future self. Seriously, if you grab on to even just one idea from this, you are going to be absolutely unstoppable on this journey.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. We're looking at 5 distinct phases of this whole transformation, starting with that initial brutal struggle and ending with the final victory. Let's get into it.
You know, the biggest enemy of change? It isn't a lack of time. We all have the same 24 hours. No, it's a lack of intention. And these next 90 days? Well, they're nothing less than a full-on test of your will. Every single day counts.
Okay, so here's the entire plan at a glance. Think of this as your map for the next 3 months. We kick things off with an internal battle, then we face the external hurdles, we start building real momentum, and we finish with one last war against our own limits. So let's break down that first phase.
The first 20 days, this is a declaration of war. But this war isn't against anyone else out there.
Oh no.
It's against the person you used to be.
For the first 10 days, your only job is to destroy, to literally tear down the old version of you. And let me tell you, your own mind will be your greatest enemy. It's going to whisper excuses, it's going to beg for comfort, it's going to tell you, hey, just start tomorrow. If you listen to that voice, you've already lost.
And this is the battleground, right here. On one side, you've got all those habits that are holding you back. And on the other, you've got the disciplined routines that are going to build you up. The key here isn't just stopping the bad stuff. It's about replacement. Every single negative element has to be swapped out with a positive, action-oriented one. All right, so once you've survived that initial assault from your own brain, the game changes. From days 11 to 20, it's all about focus. Your body, your mind, they're starting to adapt. But just doing things isn't going to cut it. You have to break down your biggest goals into small, daily, totally non-negotiable actions. So you've won that first internal battle. Good. But now the fight moves to the outside world, and a new enemy starts to creep in from the inside: fatigue. This is where things get really interesting. As you start to change, you're going to notice something funny about your social circle. Not everyone is going to be happy for you. Your new focus, it basically becomes a mirror that reflects their own inaction, and that can make people really uncomfortable. You'll hear that classic line, "You've changed." And right then, you have to make a choice. And here's the hard truth. This period reveals who your real friends are. True friends, they celebrate your growth. They're cheering you on. The others? Well, they were only comfortable with the old you. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a necessary one.
Then comes the next hurdle, somewhere between days 31 and 45. That initial fire, all that excitement, it's kind of faded. The big results haven't quite shown up yet. And your mind, it starts to whisper that sneaky little question. Can I really do this? It's just tempting you to quit. This dip right here, this is probably the most dangerous part of the entire journey. This is where almost everybody gives up. They fall into what some people call the valley of despair, and they do it right before the big breakthrough happens. If you can just push through this fatigue and this doubt, you've pretty much conquered the hardest part of the climb. But if you push through that valley, everything changes. This is the phase where all that hard work starts to build into real, tangible power. This is where you start to feel, well, unstoppable. And now, you really start to see it. These aren't just hopes anymore. They're small, undeniable victories. You know, you catch a glance of yourself in the mirror, or a task that used to be so hard is suddenly easy, a result you can actually point to. These little wins become your new fuel. But with these wins comes a brand new danger: arrogance. That feeling that you've made it. It is so critical to remember that these are just glimpses of the summit. They're not the summit itself. If you stop here to admire the view, you'll never actually reach the peak. So what do you do with this new power, this new momentum? You double down. From day 61 to 75, you're not just following a routine anymore. You are forging a new identity. Your mind is under your control. Your schedule is under your control. It's time to accelerate. And that brings us to the final 15 days. Every single step, every struggle, it has all led you right here. And this isn't just another phase. No, this is the final war. Just 15 days, that's it. This is the final push, the last countdown.
everything you have left in the tank has to go into this final stretch. Your body is going to be tired. Your mind is going to be telling you, you know what, you've done enough, it's fine. But your spirit, that part of you that started this whole crazy journey, it will be screaming for more. This is where character is truly forged, in those moments when you push past what you thought was your limit.
And then, on day 90, you'll stand in front of that mirror, and you won't just see a person who looks a little different. You will see a warrior. You'll see someone who conquered their excuses, who defeated their fears, and who left their old life behind for good.
But you gotta remember, this achievement, it's not a finish line. Not at all. It's the starting line for the rest of your life. You've now proven to yourself what you're capable of. You've set a brand new standard. This is your new beginning.
So, what's the one big takeaway from this entire journey? It's this. You now know, without a single shadow of a doubt, that the only person who can ever truly stop you is you. So the only question left is, when does your day one begin?